hello, folks. Back again at it with the Horror Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Quan, and we got our other host right here, Sir Edge, right there. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to double digits. That's the plan. That's the plan. Got Edge right
Double
there.
digits.
He'll be eating some Jello, and of course, I'll be sipping some of my Chihuahua right here. Yeah, Chihuahua right there. But
That's one thing about podcasts and people watching. Hey, we're just regular normal folks, man, just doing our thing, but love horror movies. So
mhm, love horror movies. And today we're pretty much debating about a subject, but I think we came to a nice little subject that everybody will be appeased with. Basically, horror movies that'll be upcoming this year. That'll be coming out soon. Now, for reference, we already know we might be a little bit late to the party because basically we started this podcast and it's March now, which means we've already possibly missed 2 months to where we might have missed a couple of the horror movies that might have came out. Granted, I
yeah,
know I've
very
seen,
possibly, very possibly.
yeah. Granted, I know I looked at a few or was scanning a few, such as in January there was Wolfman. I didn't get to see it, and I'm a big werewolf fan, but I'm definitely gonna try to check it out. But on top of that, I'm trying to remember all the movies that I've already seen so far that were kind of lightly scary. Oh yeah, there was The Monkey that came out. That was like a few weeks ago. That was pretty good. Horror comedy, a good horror comedy. And I'll have to revert back, let's see, to the list. But most of this list will definitely be looking forward because, let me see. There we go. I got on the list today. And this is, that is, what was it? Yep. Oh, wow. This is from USA list of horror movies, 25 horror movies you need to see in 2025. Yep, and the other one that we saw that was very unique was Companion. Companion, it was the creator, the person Companion is the person who made Barbarian, which if you saw Barbarian, by far the most unique and like surprising horror movie that year. Like we're talking, I'm still remembering scenes of like how surprising that was. That was still very good.
Yeah, we probably should do just a video of reviewing Barbarian for people to watch. I tell you what, I liked it, and I told you I liked it, but I also told you they missed out on a lot of opportunities, especially on the kidnapping side and the actual horrors that go into that, and they really missed the boat on that. So I mean, the movie was good. I know it maybe went more toward the horror creature mom that was in it,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think they could have made it a lot more scarier and thought provoking if they would have spent just a little more time diving into his realms of
But that
kidnapping
can definitely be like
the girls and the kids.
that can definitely be like I guess a prequel or whatnot because that was
Could
just
possibly, very well,
I
could
think
possibly.
I think for how it was like so unique and so like crazy and a bit unsettling to the point where it's just like what, maybe that one off stuff we may not need too much because it's always
Right.
interesting that I would love to dive into certain things and like talk on like why this versus that or what happened in the story versus that, but sometimes it's best just to leave it where it is sometimes.
Of course.
Anyway,
Um, disclaimer.
disclaimer.
Um, because it kind of caught myself, and I want to make sure I was going to cover it last video, but we kind of ran out of time.
Mm-hmm.
I made the mistake of, and people watching this probably already know it, probably well more than I do. I'm not that savvy when it comes to internet technology, but you really have to be careful. Even looking for upcoming movies, you have to really be careful of AI generated information. And
Oh,
I put forth the information that Rob Zombie was working on a show about Freddy Krueger called Fred.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is not true. Complete hoax.
Oh,
I fell for it. A lot of people fell
that
for
means
it
I
because
fell
obviously
for
everybody was excited. And it was awful that was actually a hoax because I was really looking forward to that. But again, these things can be so well written, so well made that you think that this is about to happen. I saw one the other day, AI generated Bram Stoker's Dracula remake with Keanu Reeves and what's the girl's name? Jen Ortega. And it obviously was just an AI generated video, and I was like,
You
it's very well
can
done.
always you can always lightly tell. So for me, and I feel you with that.
For the most part, you
I
can.
Yeah, like if you look it up on YouTube, there's definitely gonna be a lot of AI made trailers. And sometimes if you really look at who puts it out, or who produces it, that's
Uh-huh.
usually a tell. Like that's my thing, because like I will scan trailers, like even with trailers now, like I will scan trailers, and when it'll be like, ooh, a new movie coming out. When I click on the video, the first thing I do is I look at who posted the video. And if it's not, Universal Studios or any big studio name, nine times out of 10 is probably fake, or it's
Right.
probably AI generated, or it's probably fan made, which they usually will say that in description, but they'll definitely say fan made stuff. But the other thing I'll do is I'll always like back it up by checking it out on Google, because Google most of the time
Uh,
won't play with that. Like yeah, trust that Google will always give you the truth if you look it up. Like most of the time, you gotta do your due diligence, but most of the time. But yeah, that's why you gotta check it out. Anyway,
and maybe we should start the upcoming. Yeah, maybe we should start this upcoming movie releases with our the one we're most looking forward to.
actually, yeah,
What one are you
that's a
most
good
looking
idea.
forward
That's a
to?
good idea. But if that is the case, I'm just making sure that I go through all the ones that we might have seen, or the ones that we all might have, the ones that we've already seen so far. For example, on the list, on top of what's called, I guess, Dark Match, which, have you heard about Dark Match?
No.
Apparently it came out on Shutter, and it's about, like, I guess, these group of indie, I guess, wrestlers who travel to this town trying to do like their wrestling gig, but apparently it's like a fight to the death for like
Oh
this
boy,
whole thing. It's called
that
Dark.
sounds like a winner.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely a match. Yeah, definitely like on Shutter. You got to check it out. But the movie below that, that's the other movie that I saw that came out in February, which is Hard Eyes, and I liked Hard Eyes.
Yes,
Hard Eyes was good.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard
It's
it's
very
good.
good. Like I said, it's definitely a horror, a slasher comedy. Yes, not comedy. I mean, it has funny moments, but it definitely has good. It's definitely the Scream for this generation, especially with, like, I guess, how the killer's made, and how there can be more killers who could probably go for the hard eyes look, or lore, if
Copycat.
you would say that. Yeah, the copycats. But yeah, basically, like, yeah, I'd say recommend go see it, and you can tell me what you think. But yeah, it's definitely a slasher film. Is definitely like another horror movie for Valentine's Day, besides, I guess, Bloody Valentine.
Got you.
But on top of that, before I start looking down this list, you are right. We should probably go for the movies that we know for a fact are coming out this year, that we are highly anticipated for. One of the movies that I'm highly anticipated for, that is coming out the end of this month, that I saw trailers for, that looks good, is a movie called Woman in the Yard. Have you heard about that?
Yep. I have seen Woman in the Yard. I've seen the previews for it, and yes, it does look very interesting.
It does look very interesting. I like it too. I like the fact of, like, the second trailer not only tells a lot, but I still like the fact that, from what it seems like, most of this horror movie is going to happen during daylight. And most horror movies want to get their jump scares in darkness or at nighttime. So I find that this
Right.
will be interesting for it to see, to try to make people, jump and do all that stuff when it's like completely sun's outside. So yeah, I think that'd be pretty neat. But yeah, that's pretty much coming
Uh,
out at the end of this month. How about you? What is one movie that you're
yeah,
looking forward to that comes out?
yeah, surprised you. Yeah, surprised you jumped right to that one. Your favorite's coming out. And I'll throw it out there that way I can move on to something else. But 28 years later is coming out, so that has not. I don't. When is it being released? I gotta look and see that.
It is
It,
June. I think it might be on this list too. Let me check. I'm trying to go sift through.
June.
It is.
I'm trying to see if there's an actual release date. Yes, June the 20th is the release date. So
Yep, June
that is
20th.
definitely we're both looking forward to it. That may be one I actually break down and spend money and go to the theater to watch.
Yep, I would agree. I would do it. I would do it, and yeah, I do it pretty well in the heartbeat. That's pretty good. I like that one. Um, Another movie that'll be coming out next month, and I gotta bring it up not because like I'm really that excited about to see this movie, but me and my mom were talking, and she's that much excited about to see this movie. Is Sinners, and pretty much with the Michael B. Jordan and Ryan
Right, Michael
Coogler.
B. Jordan. Yep.
Like, yes, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a hit, even by like the trailer standards, because it's a period piece. It has like awesome actors. It has like an interesting story, but of course, we already know that the main protagonist, the main villain in here, is not only of vampiric origins, but it seems like it might have a feel that it could be a crazed vampire that wants to infect a lot of people, which
Right.
that's always a scary thing. Like, not only do you gotta, so basically, it kind of turns out that in the movie, not only do you gotta fight one vampire, you gotta fight many vampires and survive during this period in time to where your guns, your weapons may not be as advanced as they are today. Like, it is a period piece. It's basically, I want to say, deep South kind of feel, like in the, I want to say, 1800s
It
feel.
is. It does have that feel. Yep.
So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one and like how that's gonna look. And of course, I'm a big fan of Michael B. Jordan and the other actors and actresses that are in there because it has, oh no, I forgot her name, but she's a big actress as well, and she's played in a lot of movies. She's now known to be Gwen and the animated Spider-Man movies. But yeah, she does very good. Like, I'm looking forward to it. Next movie,
That
you.
sounds good. That's a good one. Um, I was just trying to see what would be my next favorite. I've watched every single one of them, so I'll watch this one because I actually thought 10 was really good, but Saw 11 is coming out. I really thought 10 probably should have been the end of it, but especially the way it ended and everything, I thought this was a good fitting ending. But it looks like they're going to jump it one more time, even with Tobin Bell being as old as he is. They're
Yep.
going to jump one more time and try for one more release of the series. Coming out later this year. I think it's September. There was talks of that not even being released or ever made, but it appears after reading it is coming out this September. So that's one I'd definitely be looking forward to. I've seen them all, and I love all the
Oh yeah,
songs.
and I
So.
understand. Yeah, and I definitely gotta catch up just for the intricate kills and whatnot. Granted, it was like that's
Yep,
one
go
of the.
binge your saws.
Yeah, I gotta binge my saws. I gotta binge my saws. But yeah, I definitely gotta do that. I just stuck with the first two, but yeah, I definitely gotta do that
You
pretty
got a ways to
soon.
go. You got a ways to go. Don't forget Spiral is in it too. It doesn't have the Saw name.
Yep,
It's called Spiral with Chris Rock, but it's still pretty good. You need to watch it though.
will do. Will do. All right, let's see. On this list, I think I might have seen it before. One of the other movies that I am anticipating to see before we start getting into movies that I didn't know that were popping out is Until Dawn. Have you heard about this movie?
I saw it on the list. I don't know anything about it though.
So Until Dawn was based on a video game, but from how the trailer looks, even I have not played this video game, but from how the trailer looks is interesting. It's basically these group of friends, this they go out to like this house to where weird things are happening. And one of the weird things that are happening is that they try to escape, but every time they escape a different way, they get met with a different killer or a different monster or a
Oh,
different supernatural force.
right,
And when they die,
right,
they go back to that spot before they take that path. And it's basically them trying to
right.
find a way how they can all survive and get out of there at a certain time, or else possibly the next time that they actually do die will be the final time that they die. Because
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one looks really interesting.
yeah. I think that's definitely going. I think that's definitely going to be a likable one, only because it's kind of like playing off. Well, what happens if I go this path? Well, I can't go that path because that's that's this kind of monster. What happens if I go that way? Well, there's a spirit that's going to get me, and I don't know what's. I want to say it kind of reminds me of like if Cabin in the Woods took a different turn in a way, like it,
Right.
like yeah, because it's definitely, especially with like all the different entities that they are kind of playing with in the movie, like it kind of makes me think if Cabin in the Woods was made a different way, and this is literally putting this movie, yeah, putting the bar real high that if this movie doesn't meet, it's gonna be bad. But like if Cabin in the Woods took a different direction, this is where I'm hoping this is what it'll look like. But like I said, that's me hoping. That's me
Yep.
hoping. That's my
It
little
could.
2 cents on it. So,
It looks like it could be very good.
oh yeah, no, I hope it's gonna be very good. It's gonna be nice.
And again, we talk about movies like this because it's different. It has like that different feel, that different, just a different element to it when it comes to horror. So we've seen so many of them,
Hmm.
trying to get away from some of the same horror back and forth. But the one I'm going to mention is one going back to the normal, back to my way, back to my love. One of my favorite horror movies all the time. Actually, probably ranked somewhere in my top 20 movies of all time, period, would be The Strangers. So actually, Strangers Chapter 2
Hmm.
is coming out. For those who haven't seen Strangers Chapter 1 or Strangers Pray at Night, please watch those. Very scary, very funny. The way that these masked characters prey on their victims and just the eerie masks they all wear, and there are women involved too, which you very rarely do you see women doing the serial killing, and this one actually has two of them in it. The Stranger series does. Sometimes they have one, just depends on the show. But yeah, it's looking forward to this one a lot. So
Oh
it
yeah,
doesn't say release date. Looks like it's coming out
that's a good one.
later this year.
Let's go on with the Strangers too. Let's go on. I like that. I like that. Let's see the other. Yeah, I'm hoping that they take it into like a very awesome direction to where like it kind of builds off from the first chapter and make it more intense. I'm hoping I'm going with that. Let's see. Another one that I mentioned that I'm looking forward to this year that also comes out next month that I mentioned to you that I thought you might like was Hell of a Summer, which is,
I did. I saw that.
the camp counselor movie is definitely has the horror comedy feels, but with the whole slasher being hopefully smart because it looks like he is smart and has that, who done it kind of thing to it because, it's, but I'm definitely looking forward to that one because, horror comedy seems like a very interesting combination. It actually seems like it's a good theme this year and also late last year because I remember one movie that came out that like definitely had like a horror comedy feel to it. I don't remember, but we had like the monkey, which not only did a very good job as being a good horror comedy, but I think it might have got I think it might have got an award or recognition or something for like I guess a horror movie that hit high grossing this year or something so far. Like it's
But
yeah, like besides Nosferatu, but Nosferatu came out late last year, so that's can't be Nosferatu, but it's apparently it's trying gross wise of like how many people have gone to see it and enjoyed it. So there's that. I kind of like that. Oh, your turn. Any other movies
all right.
before we start going down this list
Yeah.
and seeing what we
Oh
know?
no, there's quite a few that I can list. But yeah, I was looking at this guy. I didn't know he even made horror movies. I'm sitting there looking at his list, and he's got quite a few on here, but none I've ever seen. So it must be weird. Anyway, great director Guillermo del Toro is remaking Frankenstein. I haven't even watched it. I just saw it. I'm super
Yep.
stoked. I wanna watch this preview of this trailer because I absolutely think that's going to be great. I love Frankenstein, and for Guillermo del Toro to be doing it
Yep.
just adds that extra. Oh my gosh,
On
he
the
did
side, yeah.
Pinocchio, he did Pan's Labyrinth, he did Hellboys.
Hmm.
Again, these aren't necessarily quote unquote horror movies, but I guess they're in that lane. But he did a movie called Crimson Peak back in 2015.
I like Crimson
Again, these
Peak.
are horror movies I've never seen,
I like
so I had
Crimson
to go
Peak.
ahead and
Very
mini.
artsy and very. I want to say
Yeah,
Crimson Peak is very slow burning, but I do like it. Like it's a different way to tell a certain creature archetype.
Oh,
So yeah.
and he did Antlers. If you haven't ever seen Antlers, you would think,
No.
oh, this is going to be
He
stupid.
he might have he
Listen,
might have
Antlers is really, really good.
he might have produced Antlers. I don't know if he made it, but I did like Antlers. I actually
No, he produced it, but I like
yeah, I
Antlers.
liked Antlers. I mean it tells a good depiction of a Wendigo. Like, that's
Right.
because yeah, because
It's a
there's
good story behind it. Really
yeah,
good story behind it.
yeah, because that I didn't know are coming out this year that seem interesting. And the movie that I want to bring up
Gotcha.
is, of course, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Right.
That's coming out this
I only
year.
seen one preview for that, and it looks weird. But I mean, only one little preview is all they're showing right now. Unless they've up something else
Yeah,
recently.
right now I think that's the only preview they're going with. Like I heard about, it deals with the
The
nose ring,
tattoo
right?
artist.
Yeah, the tattoo art.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Tattoo
Right
artist.
now, I think
Yeah.
that's the only preview that I've seen too. I think that's the only preview that is out right now. But yeah, that's the only one
The
I know
fact
for
that it's called
sure.
Bloodlines, yeah, the fact that it's called Bloodlines definitely gets me a little bit interested because you want to see is it talk about bloodlines of some of the past characters that are going to bring some of those back either through visual scenes or whatever, and how it all plays a part in it. I think I don't know, it could be very interesting. So
Oh yeah,
I'm definitely looking
I'm
forward to
very
that one.
interested
Yeah,
I'm very
I love
interested to
Final Destination. I think it's
see
very
how
well
and
made.
why they chose that. But no, I'm good with
By
it.
the way, I don't think Final Destination is scary though. It's not scary. I mean,
I
I
mean,
told you.
it's not scary, but like just the thought of something escapable. I mean, some people think of it as escapable.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I get. I ain't gonna die right
Now we're
now.
gonna go with movie interests me that'll be coming out this year, and I think the first one, and to make sure that's all the ones I see. The first one
Yeah,
that
one
you
more
go
quickly,
go
because it
go.
goes to the series we've already talked about, is The Conjuring. It's coming out last rights,
Yep.
and it's bringing back international. Just Joseph Vera from Omega is in. I thought it was kind of cool. They're bringing back the same actor and actresses again. That's coming out November this year. Conjuring Last Rites. So you can go
Conjure
now. So
Life right. Yep, comes out September 5th. Well, it says September 5th right now. But yeah,
okay, okay,
I dig it.
okay.
I dig it. I agree. Let's see here. First one that kind of caught my interest is coming out in May. Is a movie called. Oh wait, yeah, it's gonna be on Shutter, I guess. When is it gonna be on Shutter? No, it's gonna be in theaters. Okay, it just might go straight. It just might go to Shutter too. It's called Clown in a Cornfield. Comes out
Oh
in
boy,
May 9th, and the synopsis
never heard of that.
is a young woman who moves to a quiet small town, torn apart by the local corn syrup factory burning down. But even worse, the place is haunted by a smiling killer clown known as Friendo. What do you think?
Interesting.
Thoughts?
I don't know. Not sure about that one.
That's what it looks like.
Not
I don't know.
sure.
From looking at, I guess, the back picture, or I wouldn't say back picture, but like I guess a scene that they took a picture from that has the possible protagonist in it. I don't know. It could be like I guess something to help somebody get through, but that's
Yeah,
that's one of them. Another
interesting.
another one that's also like I guess a remake that's trying to reassert, they're trying to come back up, and I thought it was crazy that I'm hearing about it in July 18th, possibly. We could be, or looks like we'll be getting a third I Know What You Did Last Summer movie.
Yeah, I saw that too. Does very, very in the beginning stages of that. So I'm not sure if
Mhm.
that's coming out this
Yeah,
year or
it says
they're still in the works of it.
it says July 18th, but like I said, remember, folks, sometimes the movie they'll say it comes out like this, but due to like editing and other stuff, they might need to push it back. And the only reason why I know that is because when I was looking up the centers on Google, there was one poster that said it was supposed to come out actually this month, but they pushed it back to next month on what was it? They pushed it back to next month on April 18th. So, like I said, sometimes due to editing, due to them wanting to build up that anticipation, they may want to move the movie back a little bit further just to build that anticipation of it. Sometimes that happens. It's there. It's there.
Gotcha.
Let's see.
Um, What I want to throw out there while you're
So
still looking at those, I loved Winnie the Pooh, and there's a new movie called Screamboat coming out that looks like
that's one.
a, a scary version of Mickey Mouse as the lead killer in it. So yeah, that might be interesting. And look up preview for Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah,
Again, I'm in love with
that
Jen Ortega.
actually
She's in it.
that actually
But
blinded me because I didn't figure
she
that out. M sent that to me. It was coming out like soon, and that like kind of blindsided me because I was like, "What? I didn't." There was there wasn't much promotion on this. I'm just now hearing about this movie, and they got like a trailer and everything.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah, the previews look really good. It says release date March 28th, so it's coming up a couple weeks from now. And again, with Jen Ortega, you would think Ari Lauder's in it. It looks like it could do very well. So,
hmm let's see. Yeah, because this should have been there. Yep.
anyways,
So
that's
much.
the last one I had on my list. Is other than the new Megan is coming out, Megan 2's coming out,
Yep. Megan 2's coming out.
and
I heard they're making
there's a new
Friday
Predator
Night at
coming
Freddy.
out.
Huh?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the
Yeah.
Friday Night at Freddy's original, so I don't think I'm gonna like part two either. But
No, to folks, like I said, I understand. That's the
he's
other
crazy.
one that's coming out that I think you might like too, because I pretty much had to go back to another list, and I forgot about this movie. Another movie that comes out, like I want to say soon, and it kind of blindsided me, but it's also like y'all got to do better marketing for these horror movies, man.
Ain't
One
that
of the
the
movies
truth?
coming out is called Locked. Have you heard about it?
I've seen a lot. That was really good.
Wait, you
I
seen it?
like what it looks like. No, I haven't seen it. No,
Okay,
I've seen
don't
the
scare me like
previews.
that. But it was like,
What few previews that are out there,
yeah, well, like
it
Anthony
looks like it's
Hopkins in
gonna
it.
be really good. Anthony
Yeah.
Hopkins, Bill Skarsgård. It's gonna
hmm
be a really, really good
Like,
movie,
yeah,
I
I
think.
think it's really, really good. And from what I guess one of the reviewers or people who might have seen it before, they already list it as Saw in a car.
It's all in the car, right? And the
Yeah.
thing is, it's funny because the person that operates the car that has all the traps and stuff is actually supposed to be a good guy because he's a vigilante to
hmm
the person that's breaking into the car. But I think as the movie's going to go on, you're going to turn to want to pull for the guy that's in the car, the bad guy, so to speak. So yeah, it's
hmm
gonna I think it's gonna have an interesting twist to it. So I'm
Oh,
definitely looking forward to that one for sure.
oh yeah, looking for
Doesn't look
forward to
like a
that one.
scary movie to me. Again, it looks more like a honest Friday night thriller type, exciting type movies.
Well,
But
it
I'll watch
also
it for
like
sure.
from how you depict it, it also could be like my favorite kind. Well, I won't say not my favorite kind of horror, but it's like the horror that I'm kind of going into a little bit and like trying to come up with stories and stuff. And it's pretty much what I like to call karma horror, which is basically when you the whole thing of just like you do stupid stuff, you get stupid prizes. You break into a car thinking it's easy, you realize that the car you're breaking into is owned by like a madman, a serial killer, and now you got to get your way out.
Right.
I like that. And speaking about that, there was because I think yeah, pretty much we're at pretty much point today. But another movie that kind of snuck under the radar that I think is interesting that goes along that same line is called Wake Up. Have you heard about this?
Is that the one where they die and they have to go back and live through it again,
Nope,
similar to the other movie you were
that
talking
was
about?
until dawn. That was until dawn, I think.
That was Until Dawn. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen Wake
Yeah.
Up yet. No.
Well, apparently, I got to look up a trailer for it, but the poster and the synopsis of Wake Up is basically these kids break into this store trying to like vandalize it and stuff, but then they get locked in with a psychotic security guard that starts treating the kids like he's hunting animals, and it's like, oh, yep, that's another version of karma horror right there. When it's just like, hey, I'm
Exactly.
gonna go in this spot that I shouldn't be to just mess some stuff up, and then the person that is there locks the door and goes like, by the way, I'm gonna treat y'all like animals. I'm gonna start getting you one by one as if y'all like deer, and I'm the hunter. And I'm like, yep, nope, that's it's always interesting. It's always interesting.
I've got to get caught up on horror movies, man. I didn't realize there's a Winnie the Pooh Part 3 coming out. I
Oh
didn't even
Lord.
know it to just then. Blood and Honey Part 3. But did you know there's a Goldilocks and Three Bears movie? There is an actual Mickey Mouse horror movie called The Mousetrap. and I didn't
There's
know these.
three
And,
of them.
man,
There's
there's a
already.
movie called Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's an actual horror
I
movie.
mean,
So,
of course,
yeah, I've
they're all
got
gonna
to
try
get
to go
caught
through
up.
that. Yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely this will definitely be like a segment two of all this, everybody, because yeah, me just scanning a whole bunch of stuff. Like, yeah, there's a new Possession movie coming out that's based on, I guess, a true life possession that happened, that kind of thing. It's called The Ritual for you, by the way, Edge. You can try to check it out. I think it comes out on June 6th. Let's see. Now,
Heard of it, but I
yeah,
haven't seen it.
yeah. Everyone, I'm just gonna like speed by before we dip out because we're pretty much running out. We're at that time limit right there. Like, yeah, what other movie? Yeah, we got that one. Let's see, another one that was up top before I let you go, before I call it down. Where was it? Come on now, show me it back. Show me it back. What was it? It Feeds. That seems interesting. Has Ashley Green in it. Looks like a
I
demonic
haven't
movie.
heard of that one either.
Yeah. There's another one in April called Marshmallow, which looks like a interesting another cabin movie with like summer campers dealing with like I guess a crazed person in the woods. But
Keep
yeah,
going with
besides that and yeah, Locked, that's all I got on my list because we already knocked out Megan 2. The only other one that I got on my list that seems interesting, I'm mad I didn't get any publicity for, is what's called Ash, and it basically I think is a horror movie dealing with people trapped in space, pretty much. But
Yeah.
another version of
Yeah, I see the preview. I saw the box for that. What did I do? That's coming out, but it didn't interest me. So I'll
that.
watch it. I'll at least watch the trailer.
But yeah, folks, that is all that we have. Like I said, pretty much we will probably definitely do. I want to say a part two of this just to make sure that we didn't miss any movies or if there's like any new horror movies that kind of pop up out of nowhere because apparently from through my knowledge and through Edge's knowledge, horror movies, unless they're like really being paid by big budget, is not getting the advertisement that it gets nowadays. It's
Nope.
yeah, like
Got to do
besides
some real digging to find them.
yeah, which is kind of sad to me, I mean, but I don't know. I guess
Maybe it's because there's so many out there. Kind of like we talked about in that very first video. There's so many to choose from, and they don't want to over flood the market. But again, if I don't mind sitting down and watching, movies are straight to Shutter, straight to video, and just seeing how good it can be. Because again, sometimes you'll be really, really surprised
mhm.
to how good it is. So
Oh yeah, but yeah, folks, we're pretty much gonna end it right there because we got to get stuff to do, and life happens. We got to get to life. With that being said, if you like this content, please like, share, subscribe. Please comment. We got one comment so far. We got a few likes so far. Please give us a little bit more so we can keep doing this, so we can feel the support, so we can feel other horror junkies in the universe, I guess. But besides that, I'm your host, Quan. Got Edge right there. We got to dip out.
later, see ya.
See ya.